Hello everyone, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. So, the story so far has been kinda nice, right? Kinda. I think this episode might change that. Might start off nice, but I think this is gonna be the one. The one that alludes. And the one that shows what direction this game is going in. Alright, let's just get on with it, shall we? I should focus on what's ahead of me. What was said before. I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. On the way home I find myself still feeling uneasy, but it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Natsuki is about to come over as well. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. Also, I should probably save it, huh? Okay. I should focus on what's ahead of me. I spend only a few minutes back at home anxiously waiting for Natsuki's arrival. Before I know it, she texts me to let me know she's outside the front door. Without delay, I open the front door and let her in. Sup? Aw, I love this shirt. And you know what? I'm pretty unisex. I'd probably wear it. Hey! I didn't know what I was expecting, but seeing Natsuki in something other than her school uniform totally threw me off. Seeing her in such cute clothes makes the uniform seem totally unfitting in comparison. Geez, don't make it feel so awkward already. It's gonna be a long afternoon, so don't just be weird just because you're not used to seeing me outside of school. Anyway, I'm coming in. I see you brought a lot of stuff. Natsuki is carrying a large bag that is probably full of baking supplies. Well, I didn't want to come all this way to find out your kitchen wasn't equipped for the job. You brought everything I asked you to, right? Yeah, I did. Yesterday, Natsuki asked me to buy a bunch of ingredients. If I didn't already have them at home. Good. Glad I could count on you to do your part. Well, of course. I'm surprised to hear Natsuki suddenly say that rather than something snarky like she usually does. Could it be that she's a little different outside of school after all? Anyway, let's go to the kitchen. What, you're not even going to offer to take this heavy bag from me? Where's your hospitality? Come on. Since when did I need to be a gentleman? I grab the bag Natsuki holds out to me. Ugh. This is ridiculously heavy! I carried it all the way here. Are you impressed? I see now. Yeah, I am impressed, Natsuki. It seems like I always underestimate you. It's because I'm so small, isn't it? Oh man, there's a reason for that. I wonder if we're gonna get into it this episode. You jerk. Natsuki hits a fist into my chest. Hey, hey! Your size has nothing to do with it. Do you really hate being small that much? Eh? It's not like I hate it. I mean, sometimes I like proving people wrong when they only think I'm worth my size. It's fun when I get to be small and also better than other people. Just like Vegeta. But, geez, never mind. What are you making me say? Don't think you can make me talk about weird things just because we're not at school. Are we getting started or what? There's a lot of stuff I gotta teach you. What? That's a little bit more like you. You're more fun when you just speak your mind like that. Hey! Now you are treating me like a kid. I was just trying to be a little bit nicer, you know. And just because I don't have a mature and sexy figure like Yuri, doesn't mean you should treat me like... Natsuki catches her words and her face turns red. Natsuki, forget it. I didn't say anything. I should apologize. Huh? I appreciate that you were trying to be nicer. I should have been a little bit more considerate too. But also, if that's what you're thinking, you should know there are tons of guys who are into body types like yours. How would you know that anyway? Just trust me on this one. Gross. Rip. Take that, main player. Hey, was that to me? Who else? Man, let's just get started already. You get all sour when a girl calls you gross. I finally found your weakness. Natsuki smiles deviously. Please spare me. If Natsuki decides to dish out more insults like that, there's no way I'm not fighting back. But she's satisfied enough now, finally starting to pull things out of her bag, so we can get started. Before long, the whole kitchen is a mess. It's a nice kitchen. Nicer than my kitchen. Spoons, dirty bowls, flour, spilled fluid. Dude. And plastic bags are strewn about every countertop. The mixer wasn't enough to make all of the batter at once, so we had to do it several times. Meanwhile, Natsuki is babysitting all of my movements to make sure I don't mess up her precious baking. Shade, where did you put the food coloring? The batter's going in the oven soon, so I need to fill the trays. I think it's still in the bag next to the table. What are you using it for? To color the batter, of course. I'm making each tray a different color. That way, even if the flavors aren't different, everybody can still pick their favorite. Ah, that's a cute idea. Are we doing anything like that with the icing? Do you want to? You're asking me? I don't really have a preference, so... Oh, come on. You're not putting any heart into this at all. Can't you at least try to have fun? I am having fun. Not really sure what Natsuki is trying to get out of me. Meanwhile, I see her separate the batter into smaller bowls and put a few drops of food coloring into each. Ah, that does look pretty cool. See? It's not like baking is just about following instructions. The presentation is where you get to be creative and have the most fun. It's a million times more worth it in the end if you just... Wait, it's a million times more worth it in the end if you're just looking at it... What? Excuse me. It's a million times more worth it in the end if just looking at it makes everybody's eyes lighten up. Like the ones you made on my first day, huh? I recall Natsuki proudly presenting her cat-shaped cupcakes, and Sayori and Monika's delighted expressions. I wonder if I can make Natsuki proud like that too. Yeah, maybe I will use food coloring then. Sounds like you're starting to understand. Just make sure you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with the food coloring. Yeah, it's getting there. We were using the electric mixer for the batter, so I got stuck with a whisk and a huge bowl for the icing. Huh? The icing's still all lumpy. Are you even trying? Well, yeah. I'll just take a bit longer. Jeez, I'll be here all night if you do it like that. Here, look. Natsuki grabs the whisk from me and uses her other hand to tilt the bowl back. You really need to beat the crap out of it. After a few seconds, the consistency of the icing has already improved. See? As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks a finger in the icing and pops it in her mouth. I reluctantly do the same. Hey! Natsuki grabs my wrist. I don't want your gross finger in my icing. Your icing, eh? Are you forgetting who did all the work? I started to fight back, trying to inch my finger toward the bowl. Don't make me beat the crap out of you next. I'd like to see you try. I push a little harder, just enough for my finger to reach the icing. I triumphantly scoop some with my finger, just as Natsuki tugs with all her might. Ah! The force of Natsuki pulling me causes me to stumble, making her stumble in turn. Gross! You got it on my face! Whose fault is that? It's a big glob of icing on Natsuki's cheek. Nyeh! She tries to reach it with her tongue, but it's too far away. Jeez. You know what? Take this. Natsuki instead wipes it off with her finger before shoving her finger towards my own face. You wish. I'm faster. I grab her wrist with my hand before it reaches my face. Natsuki tries to use her other hand to fight back, but I grab the other one as well. I'm pretty sure there's no, sus scenes in it, I'll put it that way. Stop! Not until you apologize for calling me gross. Fine, fine. I'm sorry for calling you gross. You know I didn't mean it. It's just fun seeing you react to it. You do that to me all the time, you know. Saying dumb things just to get a reaction out of me. You really shouldn't tease girls like that. Is that so? In that case, I probably shouldn't do this either. I take Natsuki's finger and put it in my mouth, licking off the icing. What? Did you seriously just... Natsuki is so surprised that she can't even figure out how to get mad at me. Her face is entirely red. You really shouldn't do that kind of things to girls unless you really like them. You know that, right? What kind of question is she asking me just like that? How did the moon turn to this so quickly? Natsuki gazes at me in silence. I notice her shallow breaths. Why am I starting to feel dizzy? Eh? Out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going off. Natsuki rushes to the oven. Is something burning? I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet. No wonder. You left a dirty tray in there, dummy. How could you make a mistake like that? You should have checked before turning the oven on. Don't blame me for your mistakes. Jeez. Natsuki uses an oven mitt to get rid of the blackened tray out of the oven. She sets it on top of the stove. In another moment, the fire alarm stops. Anyway, I'm putting them in the oven now. Yeah, the tension from the moment before still lingers over our heads, but the moment has already been lost. I watch as Natsuki slides the cakes into the oven. Then I reluctantly pick up the whisk and continue with the icing, like nothing ever happened. Awkward. Ah, that smells so good. The cupcakes are ready to be pulled out of the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the oven door, a blast of sweet-smelling warm air fills the room. Look at how cute they look. She proudly shows off the different colored cupcakes in each of the trays. They look even better once we add the icing. Not like you need to tell me that. I bought the decorating stuff, so I hope you can get creative. Here, scoop the icing into these bags. Natsuki hands me some plastic bags. I have these nozzles that will make it look nice and fluffy. This one, we can even make flowers. We probably won't be using this one this time though. What's this one for? I pick up one of the nozzles. It's much thinner than the others. That one's really thin, so you can make stripes or patterns. But you can also use it to write stuff on a cake, like happy birthday or whatever. Huh? I see. Gives me an idea, actually. Well, it's a literature event, right? We could make it more literature themed by writing a different word on each of the cupcakes. It would be fun to see people choose a cupcake based on the word they like. I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid, but that's actually a really cute idea, so haha, maybe I'm getting it from you. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not cute. Come on. We're not at school. No one's judging. You can't dress and act like this and not expect me to think you're cute. Well, Natsuki's voice trails off. Same with you. Oh damn, son! Eh? Did you say something? No, nothing. Let's just do the icing. This is freaking cringe factor 11. Natsuki picks up the pace and fastens the nozzle to each of the bags. There's a lot to do, so we shouldn't be wasting time. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Without giving me a chance to think about it before, Natsuki quickly moves on. She shows me how to apply the icing, and then we each get to work. When we're finally finished, Natsuki puts them side by side to admire our work. Look at how pretty they are all together. Yeah, they are, aren't they? I wish I could have one now. Well, there's no reason you can't, right? I don't see any harm in that. Well, yeah, but my dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite. Sayori's the exact opposite in that regard. If she was here, she'd probably be down 10 cupcakes already. And she'd still eat dinner. Just like me. Come on, that's just unhealthy. Besides, when my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Okay, so this is the thing. Well, anyways, I was hoping we would have time for manga, but I need to be home for dinner. Already? That's a shame. It's your fault for working so slowly. You should have thought about that. It's not like you will always have this chance. Man, as usual, Natsuki places the blame on me. You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? If you and Sayori each carry some, you can probably do it in one trip. Yeah, I can do that. And don't worry, I won't let her eat any. I wish she would listen to me the same way she listens to you. Yeah. I again think back to the conversation I had with Sayori earlier today. I felt so helpless. Sayori always does listen to me, but at that point it felt like she couldn't listen to me at all. Alright, I'm all packed up. Good work today. You too. I'll walk you out, I guess. And just like that, Natsuki is about to leave. It feels like the afternoon went by in a flash. More than that, did I even take the opportunity to get a little bit closer to her like I wanted? Well, I guess I'll be off then. Thanks for all the help and everything. I'll see you tomorrow. Wait, Natsuki. Huh? What you said before about not always having this chance. It doesn't have to be that way at all. I had fun today. Showed me how fun baking can be, like you wanted. But aside from that, you can come over any time, okay? I think, if possible, I'd like to spend more time like this. If you want to read manga or go out somewhere. Do you really mean that? Natsuki looks at me tensely, like she's trying to hide her expression. Yeah. I want to spend more time with you. I thought you only cared about getting this done. I'm sorry I had to leave so early today. I really didn't want to. I'd like to stay longer if I could. I feel the same way as you, so... Natsuki suddenly gets closer to me. Oh, Orkies. Wait, Natsuki. Standing inches away from me, Natsuki looks up at me. Her fingers gently clutch at the sides of my shirt, as if holding on to me. Her rose-colored cheeks and matching eyes fill my vision, along with her slightly parted lips. What is happening? My head starts to go dizzy, as I feel soft breaths against me. I've felt it, for a while now. Natsuki suddenly jumps back. Sayori? Huh? Hi. Sayori? Just now, we weren't... It's okay. I just stopped by to say hi. Well, you should have come a little earlier. I'm on my way out already, so... Aw, really? That's too bad. Well, yeah, I'll still see you at the festival, so it's fine. Just don't eat any cupcakes before then. Anyway, later. Clearly flustered, Natsuki hurries off, and Natsuki waves goodbye. And Sayori waves goodbye. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today. Haha, well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me, so I had to come over here and see it for myself. See what? What are you talking about? You know, how much fun you were having with Natsuki, and how close you got to her. It makes me really happy that you've made such good friends, and that's all that matters to me. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face. That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be much better if I could just disappear. Sayori, don't say that. It's true. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. Monica was right? What did that frickin' girl say to you? I should just... Monica? Monica was right about what, exactly? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me really happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So, if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be beside you. I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. But, Sayori looks away. I put my hand on her shoulder to reassure her. I'm scared. I'm really scared. What are you scared of, Sayori? I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me. Sayori, it's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. I like you so much that I want to die. Wow, that's how I feel. And that's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said, I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need most right now, and that's what I'm going to give to you. Sayori, I love you. Huh? Those are my true feelings. So there's no way you could like me more than I like you. You should have realized it sooner. But spending time with everybody at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you every day, it helped me realize that you are truly the most important person to me. And it's why I'll accept any of your burdens, as long as we can continue like this every day, with you by my side. Then I know we'll both be happy. Suddenly, Sayori wraps her arms tightly around me. Is this really okay? Yeah. I hold Sayori in my arms and pull her closer. You'll never have to let go of me again. I love you. Aw, I want to be with you forever. Me too. I feel Sayori's grip around me weaken a little. What is this, Sayori? I'm supposed to be happy right now. I always thought this would be one of the most happiest moments for me. But why? Even now, why won't the rain clouds go away? They're not going away at all. It's okay, Sayori. It might take some time for things to get better again. But no matter how long it takes, I'll be there every step of the way. That's all that matters right now. Okay. I trust you. Sayori and I slowly release each other. So, I guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, huh? What are you saying? I don't want to think about those things, you know. I want everything to be the same as it always has been. Even if we are a couple. I don't know if I could handle anything more right now. It's really new and scary to me. I understand. We'll go at whatever pace suits you best. Hey. Sayori gazes at me once again, smiling sadly. Even if I get really, really sad, this is the best thing for me, right? Huh? I don't really understand what Sayori means by that. Are you saying that this is making you feel sad, Sayori? I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. It felt like a bunch of thorns when you told me that you loved me. But that's why I want to trust you. You know what's best for me. Yeah. I do. That's my promise. I say that, but in reality I've never felt more uncertain when it comes to Sayori. I know that I love her, and she loves me. But I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back the way they were. Is that what Sayori meant by not wanting anything to change? I don't know. But I know that I'll give it everything I've got. Sayori is the most important person to me. See, I don't really talk about my personal life very often. I'm kind of polyamorous, if you could put it in a term, so I'm not really bothered by anybody liking each other. It seems weird to me, and I kind of like to go against the grain of what society has kind of pushed on me from a young age. So I don't sit there and have unrealistic dreams like marrying my high school sweetheart and popping out kids by the time I'm 18, and then sitting there and eventually growing old together and dying in a home. That sounds like a terrible existence to me, so I just have people that I care about a lot. And like, in that sense, yes, I can have main relationships or sub-relationships or whatever. And maybe one day I will specifically spend my life with one person, but I don't really think it should have to just be one person. And I don't object to that other person also having other people that care about them a lot. I think everybody should care about each other a lot more. So, this whole drama that's unfolding in the game right now is the sort of thing that kind of steals my opinion a little bit more. It reinforces it. Because it's like everybody's acting all weird and stuff when you could just all just be cool. Just relax. Why do you have to get jealous? Why do you have to get selfish? Why do you have to get upset? Just relax. Why can't I sit there and have a nice afternoon with Natsuki and also tell Sayori I love her? And why can't Sayori love Natsuki as well? You know? Why can't everybody love each other? Why does it have to be all like this weird thing? I don't like the weird thing. Anyway, I don't regret spending the afternoon with Natsuki and then telling Sayori that I love her, because I think that that's what she needed to hear. It's obvious that she's been horribly depressed for a really long time, and it's coming to a head right now. So, you know, me spending the afternoon with another girl and then just being like, we'll be best friends forever, high five, bud. Yeah, that's not good. In fact, it's kind of inconsiderate of her feelings, and it's not a lie to say that I love her, you know what I mean? I do think they jumped the gun on being a couple and everything, but the main character did that, not me. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is probably the better way to go. Sayori is the most important person to me, and I'll do whatever it takes to have a happy future with her. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Why? Just go to her house, dude! Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. I managed to carry all the cupcakes myself by carefully stacking 2 trays. Natsuki is already texting up a storm, but I can't respond thanks to my hands being full. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over, so I can spend time with Sayori and Natsuki at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Excuse me for a moment. All this talking's given me that dry throat. Shade, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we'll be performing. In the end, I found a random poem online and I thought Monica would like. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought that Monica would like, and I submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You'd think on a day like this, you'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday, and I suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking, but maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. Oh, really? After all that talk about being a couple and everything? Maybe you should have gone and, walked to school with her as well? Inconsiderate, man. You should take a little responsibility for her. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. Okay. Number 1. How the fuck do you know? And number 2, you're right. The main character should take more responsibility. I agree. That's why I've been saying that. But Back to number one. Why the fuck do you know about that? You kind of left it hanging this morning, you know. Exchange. Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president, after all. That does not explain it. But I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? That we're a couple now? I didn't really plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. You are a manipulative little weasel, and I'm starting to dislike you. Stop it. Huh? Monica is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Yeah! Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Oh no. Get out of my head, 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 get out of my head. Get out of my head. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. She said to me, get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished, it just stops moving. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Shade? What's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go get Sayori, so... well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself, Monica calls out after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her, or help her wake up. Even a simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Yeah, you think? Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs, and that's what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer, since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. Sayori! She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all, waking her up in her own house. It really is something a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's door, I knock. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter a room like this. It's kind of a breach of privacy. But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Sayori... What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way it can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal, up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori that I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best, and that everything would be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her? I shouldn't have confessed to her. Yeah, you should. That's not what Sayori needed at all. It happens either way, dude. To be honest, it would have been more cruel if you didn't say it while you still had the chance. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her? And make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. Okay, before I go any further, there is an underlying handed work here. It's not Sayori's fault, and it's not the main character's fault. He's a derp. But we're gonna find out more later. And as upsetting as this is, we'll find out later. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her, like it had always been, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Man, you can't think like that. I've had friends that have taken their lives before. And it's all well and good to say, I could have done this and I could have done that, but you didn't know at the time. Like, people just need to reach out for help more, which is why suicide lines exist. Because people aren't honest with each other. And people don't care enough. But they're caring more. And it's just a sad thing that happens sometime. So, you know, if you're feeling like, you know, offing yourself like this, talk to someone, tell someone, don't do it, because, like, it's a temporary and very final solution for, well, it's not a temporary, it's a very final solution for a temporary problem. You feel bad now, but you don't know what the rest of your life is going to be like. It's always changing, man. And what feels like hell right now could be the beginning of what feels like heaven later. But killing yourself is just... it's not even the end, it's just a full stop. And since you don't know what happens after death, you know, what if this is heaven and death is hell? Who knows? It's a touchy subject for me, so I'm just gonna move on. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I had only one chance and I wasn't careful enough, and now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers, but I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never. 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 Ending number 1. So yeah, Sayori is looking a bit different, isn't she? Man. I see an annoying girl run towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is... redacted. My neighbor, and good friend since we were children. You know, that kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Redacted catch up to me. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. Let me just take a moment. because that moment just then was bad. And I'm going to reference this later on and how messed up this moment is. Okay, let's just move on. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Yeah, kinda still do that. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Shade? Monika? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class, smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? Hahaha. About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget, publicity, and how to prepare for events. I'd rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kinda dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's actually hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that, but it's really not boring at all, you know. Literature can be anything. Reading, poetry, writing. I mean, one of my members even keeps a manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. Besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monika say she? Hey, Shade, by any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but... In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monika? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome. You're a really sweet guy, Shade, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monika and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monika across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monika, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! Okay, so what happened just there with Monika? A lot of the things like that happen are luck-based. There's like a 1 in 32 chance for a lot of them, and more. Like, sometimes there's like a 1 in 256 chance, a 1 in 10 chance. Like, there's some weird shit that happens that makes every playthrough unique. Anyway, I just kind of gotta bite my lip and power through. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. Eh? A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Shade. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess, you're Monika's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Ah yes, this didn't get explained earlier. Alright, so The reason that Natsuki needs to eat all of the food that her father gives her is because he starves her. The reason that she's so small is because she's malnourished. So, like, her growth is stunted and she's anorexic because if she doesn't eat what her father gives her, he beats her. I'm sure it says that somewhere. I think it's in, like, some of the more deep dive stuff, but this game has been data mined to hell, and that's apparently the backstory. So yeah, Natsuki's dad, piece of garbage that barely feeds her and beats her. And yeah, so I don't feel bad for making her feel good in the first playthrough. And I don't feel bad for telling Sayori I loved her before she died. I don't feel bad at all. This game's messed up, man, and it's gonna get worse. Oh yeah. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. Vice president, eh? You mean the new vice president? Monocunt. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Shade in a classroom and he decided to come and check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica. Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought someone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I happened to run into him. In that case, I should make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come and sit down, Shade? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens a closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club a fun and exciting place for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like festivals that much more important. I'm confident that we can all grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down a teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Hey, that's not... Insulted, Yuri turns away. I meant that, you know... I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Shade, what kind of things do you like to read? Considering how I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. She looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story is such a foreign world. Telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with some deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Oh, really? Really? Like, you being the new vice president, suddenly, after someone magically disappeared? in the most heart-wrenching of ways. Oh, look in the background, what's this? That actually has a really low spawn chance. Oh man, this is upsetting. This is the only way she's technically still in the playthrough. Let's just move on. It's amazing how a writer can be so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop. Yeah, isn't it? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Ah, I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp at something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Haha, I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over at me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a scrap of paper behind at the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give that back. Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. What do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Ah, not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. It's the truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have any writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, we're playing the game through again, right? Except things are going to be different. Weirdly different. Different stuff's going to happen. Not good stuff. Put it that way. So, I would just skip through everything, but the dialogue is a little bit different, so it's better to just play it than it is and read it out than it is to just skip to the new content and be like, oh, remember when this happened? Like, this frames it better, I think. So we're just gonna keep going. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem on our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of Vice President, after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Shade? Hold on, there's still one problem. Huh? What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I'd join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Shade. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official group. We need 4. And I've really been trying hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I'd feel terrible for letting everybody down in this situation, and besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness. Really? Do you really mean that? Yeah, it could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, If you really just left after all this, I'd have been super pissed. Shade, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everybody remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Shade, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Heh. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. And I'm gonna call that an episode there. I can't help but notice that my save files are gone. Oh man, I'm butthurt. I'm salty. Alrighty guys, I'm going to call that an episode there. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell to stay up to date with episodes, and I know it gets a bit slow in points, but it gets dicey. You've seen a taste. It gets worse. So, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, everyone.